Yo, yo, yo. Ooh, that was a voice break. Yo, 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 what is good? My crypto family and my coin factory family. What a way to start off today's stream, huh? Back once more with another Lily Casper and crypto live stream. Hope you're on a very, very good day today. I apologize, today's stream's a little bit early. Something's coming up later for me, so I'm a bit busy later on. But with that being said, I had the luxury, if you will, of tuning in to a recent AMA from the Casplex team, and boy oh boy, what they leaked, some of the alpha stuff they leaked in that stream was absolutely massive. There's a lot to cover in today's stream. I'm going to make it a video later today as well, which will also be going into a little bit as well, so stay tuned for that as well. But the biggest concern of Casper holders this cycle has fundamentally been Casper's released some really, really good things. It's going to be a game-changing project, but it's not going to reach the cycle. It's coming out too late. It's coming out too slow. Casper's not going to catch the cycle. It's not going to do anything. Of course, anything's possible. However, I've always held in my hearts of hearts that Casper will catch the cycle. I can never obviously fully divulge to what extent, because I don't know. I don't work within these teams. But Casperdor, who recently has been employed by Casplex to work with Casplex, hired if you will, working along with the team, he is just released in the AMA and a massive piece of alpha, which is confirmation that they are already talking to and working with other blockchains to make sure that you can bridge to the other blockchains when the time is right, which won't be far off now. I imagine also will happening sometime within Q2, later stage Q3. We'll get into all of that in the stream, of course. We saw earlier yesterday as well. We had the official release of Rusty Casper as well, version 1, which is huge, and much, much more. So, as always, if you enjoy these streams, doing these streams every single day, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. Cassius first, welcome back, brother. Hope you have a very, very good day. Kryptoni's not happy about that, though. He was hoping to be first himself. He was the first like. Welcome back, brother. Hope you have a very good day as well. Can you delve into KADAL? I think the token is a great way to contribute to Casper. I can go through a bit of KADAL today. Yes, I did make a video about KADAL right here. We went into a bit more detail about a week ago. Where it's incoming KRI and KADAL partnership, which ultimately went into what the KRI is bringing out. Also, you know, the big stuff for KADAL. That gave a kind of a recap of KADAL as well. So I can do a bit of recap today again as well. The information about KADAL as well is also available in my free community here. You just go into the community and type in KADAL. You'll see every time it's mentioned and stuff coming through to it as well. But I will give a quick summary of it as well in this stream. Don't worry, brother. I'll probably do it in about 10 minutes or so once I get through some of the other sources and whatnot. 17 cents killer. Casper is absolutely not missing this cycle. It never joined. I would disagree, considering that Casper is already a top 50 and it even reached top 20 earlier on. I think it most definitely has joined the cycle. It's just struggling, but I don't think it's going to miss it either. And I'm going to hopefully be able to prove that today. But again, it's very, very hard to change the mindset of people who fund a project because they just don't fundamentally like it anymore. If you don't like Casper anymore, that's fine. But I'm not going to be able to change your mindset. It doesn't bother me either way. But hopefully I can help give more conviction, at least, to those who are, you know, still in belief of Casper but want some good FOMO and good hopium and effectively proof of such. Welcome back, War Britannia, brother. Hope you're doing very, very well. Andy A to you too. Good evening. Quick scroll. Okay, that's a new one. Welcome back, bro. Man, I can't believe this pump. I mean, yeah, the pump Casper right now is doing quite well. We can see right now Casper's currently at 93 million volume, which, with respect, is still low, considering that about 4 months or so we were seeing it around 500 or so. But it's good to see it close to 100 million again, although this will probably be a temporary thing. I would like to speculate that this pump is partly due to the fact that we've got Trump's Liberation Day tomorrow, where he's going to be announcing massive tariff news, and with the likes of China, Japan and South Korea, who are all inherently, they're neighbours but they also don't get along, but they all banded together to do their free trade together to basically screw over America. This could be potentially really, really disastrous. We could see some more fallout from the tariff tomorrow, so I think the markets are pumping in anticipation for maybe pullbacks tomorrow, but again, we'll get into that later on in the stream as well. If you look at the market right now, we can see the volumes being controlled by the likes of Gate, 23%, the Mexi at 11%, Then XT at 7, but weirdly this is not amounting to 100% here, so I wonder where the majority of the volume's gone. I can't organise in regards to volume either. I'll quickly refresh the page to see what's happening, but I'm trying to find all the volumes that went out. So yeah, Gates 23%, LBank's 4, XT 7, Mexi's 11, and then Bybit gets 5. So I'm not sure where the rest of the percentage is gone. But either way, Casper right now is at 93 million. We look at TradingView as well right now, the typical place where I look at cryptos anyways. Because Casper right now is currently up 6.53% on the daily time frame, valued at 6.87 cents. Currently it's trying to make a move towards that level of support again. We can see again it's still respecting this level of support and resistance, this downwards wedge here. So we may see Casper continue to go zigzaggy in between here until it makes a definitive move around the cross here, which would be early to mid-April, so about a week from now. Where I'll go from here, time will tell. I'm hopeful it'll go up, but at the same time, I am currently, my personal belief, I'm a bit more bearish for early to mid-April and then bullish from, going to end of April into May time and onwards as well. I'm not saying it's going to go God candle straight up, but I'll start seeing hopefully some form of relief rally, some form of, slow accumulation phase, if you will, for crypto. Bitcoin again has surpassed 85,000, which is good to see again. Is retesting that level of support. Now, if history just shows us again, we're seeing higher highs. Are we seeing lower highs and lower lows right now? Lower lows here, lower highs as well. So this potentially could be an indication of another top for Bitcoin before it retraces back down to here again. Of course, time will tell again. We'll have to wait and see. It really does depend on tomorrow's news. This week's going to be huge for crypto. Not just Trump's Liberation Day tomorrow. We also have the unemployment data coming out on the 4th. The same day that Jerome Powell will be also having another meeting, or not meeting, another speech. So what Liberation Day, what's going to be announced tomorrow, and also the unemployment data will definitely have a significant impact on what Jerome Powell announced on Friday as well. So a lot to look forward to in that regard. And of course, following that as well, we've got stablecoin legislation coming through. We're getting a market structure bill being written up right now on the 9th of April. So, stuff's building up and accelerating more and more. So it's very exciting stuff right now, truth be told. This is crazy, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. This stuff is absolutely nuts. And that's why, again, I remain bullish on crypto. We might see more, bleeding in the short term, but long term things will look very, very good. And truth be told, which I think also people are not considering, the longer it takes for crypto to rally, the better chance Casper has. If you see more downside in the short term and going either way all the way through to Q3, that gives Casper a prime position to soar in value. Because it's coming out, the big differences are coming out in Q2, but the longer it has for Casper to accumulate and get more adoption, the better. Even saying that though, even if the cycle somehow topped in Q3, Casper still wouldn't miss it in my belief. What's up, Magnus, brother? Hope you're doing very, very well. Love the early streams. I do like to do it on time as well. Obviously, that's not today's reason for it was just because of things going on in my personal life. That means I couldn't stream at normal time. But it is nice to get streamed on earlier when I'm not so tired, so I probably sound like I've got more energy as well. Casper is absolutely not missing the cycle, and you know why, because it never joined. Again, people who are flooding Casper, you're well entitled to believe that much, but remember that Casper is currently at number 50, and also did reach number 20 earlier on, so Casper has already entered the cycle. It's just currently doing bad right now, but so is all of crypto. Every crypto is down 70%, so it's not just Casper. But again, these videos aren't necessarily trying to change the mindset of those who are flooding Casper, who have no belief in the project. If you don't believe it, that's fine. Don't hold it. It doesn't bother me at all. It's just pretty much to give an insight on the market and also updates on Casper, and those who do want to have belief or have belief in Casper, reignite our belief of what's coming and why we're going to see it do very well this cycle, no doubt. But with that being said, before I get into more of the pleasantries and welcome everyone back to the stream, we're going to get into the content starting off. We can see here, of course, that the new era for Casper has now officially begun. The version 1 of Rusty Casper has been released onto the mainnet, which is huge. And so that technically means that the mainnet, Rusty Casper 10BPS is now officially 10BPS is now on the mainnet now, which is huge, but it's not exactly. And what I mean by that is simply put that the version 1 Rusty Casper is now available on the mainnet, which is good, but it's not been activated just yet. Why? Because, as I mentioned previously, they're giving the node operators, which comes from exchanges, comes from liquidity pools, comes from wallet holders, wallets providers. It gives them time, their due diligence, their grace period to transition from the node they're using onto Rusty Casper version 1. If they do not transition to Rusty Casper version 1, their node will not work. That's the premise of a hard fork. They have to all switch. So we're giving due diligence right now, and so far we're seeing a very, very nice merge. In the first 7 hours, we saw 10%, over 10%, switching to Rusty Casper version 1. And equally, we can see some of the names here as well. Some very, very big names: Bybit, BitGet, and many more. We do have OKX Web3 wallet here, which is interesting. Equally, we also have Binance Pool, which is cool as well. Many, many more as well. I do not see Marathon from when I look through these names here. But again, it's just early doors. We've only seen 10%. There's still many more to still make that conversion, that switch. But it seems like a lot of the, like One Key, Ant Pool, a lot of other massive exchanges and massive providers, Hivon, all switching over to Rusty Casper, which is very reassuring to see. Very good news. And as Microsoft highlights here, which I think is a perfect example, running Casper version 1, so Rusty Casper version 1, is like driving a 2021 Corolla with a secret 2025 Porsche engine. Why is he saying that? Because on the base layer, on the surface, nothing has changed for Casper. If you look at Casper as a project, nothing's changed about it. But if you open up the hood of the car, the engine, you see it's been fitted with a twin-turbo V10. Pun intended by block per second 10. It's ultimately nothing's changed on the surface, but so much has changed inside it to make it that much quicker, that much better, that much more superior. Therefore, Casper also being released in 2021, had a better upgrade in 2025. It's quite a nice, play on words, if you will. And I think it's again a perfect example of what Casper is right now. Truly innovative technology. And to highlight once more, Casper at 10 BPS will write more blocks in 24 hours in a day than Bitcoin has in its entire existence. In one day, at 10 BPS, Casper can theoretically write 864,000 blocks, whereas Bitcoin in its 16-year life cycle has only done 854,496. What's more a testament to how much more superior Casper will be with this upgrade, with this historic upgrade. Why am I bullish on Casper? And there's a whole thread here, or massive post here for Casper Day, ultimately talking the TLDR of what crescendo is. The part for me that really matters here is why does it matter. So I've mentioned this myself in the past, but again, it's just something I'm going to highlight again, that if you think Casper like a single 1 BPS is a single lane highway, a single lane road. It's very quick. It's a national speed limit, but it's just a single lane road. With 10 BPS, it's now become a multi-lane highway. It moves fast, and therefore means that if there's traffic jams, you can just move over to a different lane, and it's still very, very quick. So traffic jams are less likely, therefore, as well. This is a very, very big upgrade, a very big deal, especially for a blockchain like Casper or BlockDAG that focuses on being fast, decentralized, and secure all at once to solve the trilemma. And then we have this, which is the whole premise of this stream. Of course, many other big sources as well, but this here is a recent AMA that took place 2 hours ago, where you had the KF Monica Foreman, who is part of the KF team. She stated what her role was. It's like business management or something like that. It's lost me now. Got Chris Kang there as well, so Casplex co-founder, and also Capital, who recently has joined the team as well, as of I think earlier today even. It's very hard. I actually made a post about it. I was like, if this is true, because it is April Fool's, remember. So it being April Fool's, it's very, very hard to find the actual legit information or not. But Capital made a very, very big announcement here, which I'm going to play out in just a second. He made a lot of big announcements. I'll talk about a load of them, but I'll play the recording of one of them, because one of the recordings is very, very big indeed. And ultimately is a big reason why Casper, for me, is definitely not going to miss this cycle. It talks about here, Casper Door, how Casper is already working alongside other, collaborating with other blockchains as well, and other layer 2s. So listen very closely as I play this.
Cost for the zero knowledge EVM computation, which is going to be paid in bridged CAS. And for this, and this is a small alpha, but obviously we cannot say names, but for everyone here to be aware that we are already collaborating with other entities to build a bridge, not only between obviously layer 1 and layer 2 Caspa, but also between Caspa layer 2 and other blockchains.
That is huge. That's absolutely huge. A little bit of alpha there from Casper Door, that not just they're collaborating with other entities to build layer 2s on top of Casper, the layer 1, but also to bridge the layer 2 to other blockchains. The biggest and most valid argument that I've heard about people saying Casper's going to do bad this cycle is it's too late and will not get adoption. Them saying it's a scam project is not true in my belief. There's a lot of, arguments and points thrown out there like they're facts, which has all been disproven and always just based on emotional talk. The lack of adoption element is a truthful fact. And it not taking off the cycle is something that has always been a bit of a concern for people, and there's an element of truth behind that. But every single day, more and more I do research, I realise that actually it's less and less a reality. The KRI is one big element I'll get into in a moment. Incurred Labs also, and Casplex, all are going to bring much more adoption. And as the KF, Casper Door, Casplex just highlighted here, we are going to see Casper, Layer 2's bridging onto Casper, collaboration with them very soon, likely following the release of 10 BPS and the release of the Casplex smart contract as well. Right now, Casplex is still working on and creating dApps, decentralized applications, smart contracts, tokens, and you name it, much, much more. So we're going to be seeing the Casplex Layer 2, the Layer 2s, not just Casplex, also Incurred Labs as well, I imagine, but the Layer 2s collaborating and bridging to other blockchains, therefore meaning you can get the adoption to flow in quicker. Because best believe it, once they realize these other blockchain users and developers, they can realize the speed, efficiency, and just cheap nature of Casper, why would they go back? Why would they go back? I saw a video earlier from Casper Silver, which was speaking about stablecoins for Casper and why it's going to be a very, very big deal, why they need to capitalize on that market. The video from Jack Mallers here, he highlights that Jack Mallers will adopt Casper eventually into Strike, his platform, because right now he's bridged Strike onto Tron, because Tron's the biggest stablecoin issuer in this space. However, Casper Silver highlighted that when he uses and transacts his stablecoin out of his Tangent wallet, he's paying extortionate fees for it, like $7, which is ridiculous. But if it was Casper, of course, it'd be a lot cheaper. So Casper Silver highlights here, in response to his theoretical thought process, users demand Tether right now, and he wants to please his users. Jack Mallers wants to please his users. So he gave them USDT on Tron, the biggest stablecoin issuer, or platform at least. But Jack already knows, and has acknowledged in his video, he knows how flawed a network like Tron is. He knows it's not great. He knows he doesn't like the token at all. He hates it. But he knows that its game theory is the best out of a bad bunch. But when he finds out about the proof of work system that has no pre-mine, no company, no allocations to anyone, Casper, who also is very, very soon, as of Q2, which is starting today, we're now starting Q2 today, happening sometime in maybe May, if not June, we'll see us support stablecoins, not just Casplex, also Incurred Labs as well. There's a good chance you'll see people like Jack Mallers please his user by bridging onto the superior and more trustworthy Layer 1. Regarding to technology, backed by proof of work, confirmed transactions in speeds and can process 10 BPS, which is insane. This is all on a fully decentralized proof of work system that is just as secure as Bitcoin. Just because they're not talking about it now means they won't talk about it in the future. It is a marathon, not a sprint. And it definitely is a chance that Casper still may not completely meet everybody's expectation this cycle. But I'm under the impression that Casper will surpass them. Because what's happening behind the scenes, what the Casplex team and KF are trying to achieve, that we aren't fully aware of because we're not in these inner circles, or not in inner circle, but in these teams, is significant. It's a very, very big deal. So here, that announcement is huge news that we're already seeing or hearing now from Small Alpha that they're already collaborating with other entities to bridge their blockchains onto Casper's Layer 2s and therefore onto Casper's Layer 1s and getting more Layer 2s to build on top of Casper as well. That's going to bring more adoption, a lot more adoption. And then, of course, I'm going into it in a moment as well, the KRI and their adoption and everything else that's been built on Casper as well. Casper also highlights in this interview as well that there'll be an alpha testnet for the Casplex Layer 2. The Casplex is already a Layer 2, by the way. It is. It's just not got the release of smart contracts, dApps, or tokens yet. But again, those are going to be coming through. At least car smart contracts are coming through in the next month or two. They have an alpha testnet coming out very, very soon. And he highlights, which I do agree with, that those who really do truly care about actual decentralization, not the claimed ones like XRP Legend and that sort have, and Solana's claim to have, they will turn to Casper once the layer 2s are online, and they're not far off again. He also highlights as well that likes of Nacho, the KS20 meme token, apparently they're doing a lot of very, very big things as well. And they're getting access to layer 2s as well. So Nacho in that regard sounds like getting more and more use cases, also very good for Nacho holders. So, shout out to all those people. And the biggest factor for me, once more, is also big concern for us holders, but is that not rushing is also part of the process of why they're doing so well right now in regards to their developments. Not rushing to avoid issues, playing slow and steady is how we win the race, the long-term race. Everybody else in this space release stuff quickly. Sui, a very quick chain right now. It's going to do very well the cycle, but they release stuff really, really quickly. They had a mainnet for their Walrus protocol in October 2024, a public testnet even, a public testnet for Walrus protocol in October 2024, and that came out about a week ago. Actually, it might have been earlier than that. I think it was sometime last week. That's great, of course. Releasing very quick stuff is good. And also it was beneficial because the Walrus protocol was developed by the team that created Sui itself. So that's a big advantage for Sui. So that's also why it got out quicker. They didn't have to go through all the intermediaries and all the middlemen and all that stuff. It's a good thing for Sui. I'm not against Sui in that regard, but I want to believe that Sui released a lot of very, very impressive things. It's very quick, but also released them way too quickly. To the sense that it's going to reach that threshold soon. But because of Casper and how they have gone about it slowly, just going through the going through this maze, if you want to call it a maze of development and whatnot, achieving history, it's quote unquote easy to make a fast layer 1 infrastructure. To make one that can stay true to trilemma, solving true decentralization, is not easy, hence why Casper's the only one to ever do it. And they're releasing this stuff in the next month. It's only going to get better from there. There's a lot more development still come. Slow and steady is how you win the long-term race of adoption. And while a lot of us believe it's going to take too long, the little clip I just played of the Casper is proof of such that it's not. And then I'm going to get into all the other posts as well, which is going to further prove that it won't be too late with this sort of adoption and announcements here as well. So stay tuned for that as well. What's up, brother MMD? Even if you all sell at 5 or 50 cents USD and it goes to $1, will it correct over 90% and then buy back? I mean, it may do, but what we have to understand, which I guess it's hard for me to say that because the information I'm talking about now is information that I provide to members who are part of this community here, who are paying members, or they're part of a free trial. And they know wholeheartedly that there's a lot of talk from these institutions, what they're researching, what they're telling their clients, a lot of information that this is the cycle, everything starts popping off, but it's still another 5 years until it gets the sort of adoption they want to see. So while we will most likely see a correction into a bear cycle, it may not be as significant as 90%. It may not even be as significant as 50%. We don't know. We are in a brand new, unique situation where historical data doesn't always work now. If it did, then TA would be really, quote unquote, easy to analyze. Because if you use TA properly, and TA was functioning properly, then, the TA experts would be able to make more of the market. But right now, even TA people are struggling because the institutions are the ones running the market. They control it. How many times have I heard people in TA saying that Bitcoin's going to come down to, when Bitcoin rallied to 100k, people saying it's all-time high top, something like that, or people saying Bitcoin's going to come down to 40k or something like that, based on their historical data and their analysis. But the fundamental people are failing to understand again, or realize is that again we're in a new market. Institutions are here. End of the day, what they want to happen is what's going to happen. If they want to keep Casper up and even start it to rally, that's what's going to happen. It's unlikely because Casper's still really early, but we don't know. Casper has adopted a marathon, has Grayscale looking at them, has Zodiac custody as well. It's got Titans as developers who are very well renowned in this space. The protocols that a lot of these products are built on in crypto are adaptations of some Polinsky and Casper protocols. Ethereum is, Solana's is, Cardano's is, Polygon, Polkadot, many of these, even Sui, I believe as well, their base layer of their infrastructure are actually adaptations of what Casper has already built. And Casper's improving that again from this point onwards. So my whole premise, MD, is there's definitely a possibility if we all sold at 50 cents and it went to $1, it could creep back down to 10 cents and they could buy back again. But there's no confirmation as such. There could also be a possibility that Casper rallies to $22 and then corrects back down only to $1.50. It sounds ridiculous, a 25% correction, but when you consider what they're building, the adoption they're going to get through the KRI, and also the level of adoption we're going to see through crypto institutional development and adoption, which again, you can find a lot more, and alongside actively trading the market, making profit from the market and whatnot, education and stuff like that, find out in the community here, you'll see the level of adoption coming through to the space, and that also can help shape and, gives you a better understanding of what's coming through to the space. It might very much trade your trading strategies. For me, I'm taking profits this cycle, no doubt, but I've been slowly considering maybe not taking as much as I thought I would. Originally, I was thinking Casper take out, I think it was like maybe 80% I was thinking of my whole portfolio at the peak of the bull cycle. Now I'm not so sure. I'm daily now pulling it back a little bit, thinking, actually, is it worth me taking out that much? Again, that's my personal belief. Don't listen to me, not financial advice, of course. If you want to know what I'm talking about in regard to why my conviction is slightly changing in that regard, I'm probably holding it on for more longer term as well. You can find out more information about that here. Institutional documents, ultimately highlighting their belief in this space and what they want to happen going forward. There's a lot of very bullish announcements coming out. I actually put some of them in my community earlier as well, which I'm going to load some of them up right now. This one here is huge. This one here equally is huge. And this one here. This all comes, which I put in my community earlier today. One's from Rothschild. The Rothschild family are, as highlighted here, the Rothschild family have made a rare and significant statement that blockchain adoption is accelerating faster than expected. And the Rothschild family are the most influential financial dynasties known in the world we live in. And they've acknowledged a shift of this scale into crypto. Blockchain and large-scale adoption accelerated by supportive regulatory momentum, Rothschild & Co. Over 50% of Fortune 100 companies are executing a strategy based on blockchain technology. The large-scale adoption of the technology is underway and accelerating. If you want to know the information ahead of time before these streams, you can check out my free community. I'll provide a lot of information in here. We all do, in fact. We're all constantly researching and learning more about crypto in here. But then you can also find a lot more in-depth insight through the executive page here as well, which is even more insightful as well. But that's Rothschild. That's huge. That's one element. That's huge. Also then got that earlier yesterday, last night even, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, made a letter addressing the whole situation we're in right now. Ultimately highlighting that Swift is a postal service and tokenization is email itself, saying that Swift is basically too old and incumbent. We're going to see tokenization, everything tokenized on blockchain. Stocks, bonds, every fund asset can be tokenized. Tokenization is the future. And Casper could be the evolution of the tokenization element, bringing another insight to how significant the space could be going forward, with true decentralization whilst also being quick, if not quicker than everything else. I think hears from nearly every single client, nearly every leader, nearly every person he talks to that he's anxious about the economy. The economy right now is in shambles, no doubt. That's why FUD's so high right now. But he's out here telling the leaders, don't worry, we're going to tokenize everything. It's not a problem. Don't worry about it. Short term. So why are we as investors panicking and giving in? Why are we ignoring the research? Why are we letting emotions drive our investment strategies? We shouldn't be doing that. If you want to know more about it again, information information in my community, links to join are down below. The free one and the paid one. The paid one's a lot more insightful. Join for a 7-day free trial though, get a peek behind the curtains and find out a lot more in there. We're doing another weekly live stream. I'm not sure what day. It's not going to be Saturday this time around, probably Sunday. So again, if you want to find out more about that, go check it down below. And you'll find out more about what's coming to crypto, other projects, also my conviction in Casper and why all this stuff is very bullish as well. CoinMarketCap has BTCC listing exchange listed under market cap $30 million volume 24 hours. Okay, so it's BTCC then. that's taking a lot of the volume right now. That would make sense. And BTC actually did just recently list. So again, that does make sense. Let's see if I can find BTC here. But I mean, that would make sense. I don't see them right now, but again, that would make sense as to why all the volume's not there on the bigger exchanges right now. I don't see them. Maybe I just missed them. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, BTC did. Yeah, that's also another alpha. BTCC did just recently list Casper, seemingly, which is again more adoption. It's not a major exchange. I mean, it's not bad at all. They got 264,000 followers. They're not a small exchange, at least not to my knowledge. See how far I have to go down to find them here. But I mean, yeah, we're still waiting for the big tier ones in that sort of regard as well, which I'm sure will bring a lot more in regard to adoption for Casper as well. On the check-in, Miles, where you're at? Yeah, I've not seen Mr. Miles for a few days now, which is quite unfortunate, truth be told. But I'm sure he's just dealing with stuff right now. I'm sure he'll be back. He can't get enough of him right now. He'll be back. There's no doubt about it. There it is, I think. Where is it? Where is it? I just typed it in. Oh, there it is. Okay, 142. So in regards to the rating, it's really, really low down, but it's got almost 4 billion 24-hour trading volume, so it's got quite a high number of volume, got quite high weekly visits as well at 226,000 weekly visits. So it's, in regards to adoption wise, it's not high rating, but it's a big exchange. That's why I'm seeing a lot of volume on them as opposed to other exchanges right now. It's a Chinese exchange. There you go. Okay, it's a Chinese exchange. Well, that also clarifies things as well. China trying to get more into Casper, as they should be. Today I got 50 more Casper. Keep going, Andy. Keep stacking, brother. That sounds very... Again, every single day I love hearing you. That's what I actually look forward to every stream. Seeing how much more did Andy buy today. Keep going, brother. What's up, go, brother? Hope you're doing very, very well. I'm back from some time off with family, feeling bullish, as you should, brother. Hope it's always good to get some time with the family, take that well-needed rest. But it's good to see that you're back. And yeah, enjoying yourself. And yeah, feeling very bullish indeed. What's been announced so far, I'm going to make a video on it later, is absolutely huge. I'm very, very optimistic about that. Seeing this sort of announcement from Casper Door, again, just talking about already the partnerships coming through, already the connections and bridging happening behind the scenes. That's going to come to fruition very soon as well, so that's huge. So by volume then, sir, I did try. But normally you just click it up here and it works. I'm just not letting me do that this time. You can sort by volume there. Okay, there you go. I was trying to sort by volume percentage. You can sort by volume here. Okay, there you go. BTCC, there you go. Well, that makes sense. Don't know why it's being weird. Go to exchange. How do I... Okay, I'm just going to refresh. Breakout of the wedge considers the next reduction. It does as well. If we look at Casper as well, here we can see next reduction in 3 days time. 3 days time right now. So breaking out of the wedge potentially could coincide with that as well. If you see the next 3 days, could put us around here, April 4th. If we stay consolidating around this zone here, below the support here, we could see it break above. Or we could just see it correcting again. Again, we'll have to wait and see again. This right now it's been respecting the wedge, so that element TA is true, but at the same time, where it moves from here, no one knows. It depends on the macros. Because the Casper fundamentals are good. Because Casper's not got a problem right now, is the macro that's weighing in on the markets for crypto and Casper as well. So what happens in the macro is, if Trump's liberation day tomorrow it ends up being really, really bearish and very bad, Casper will fall out the wedge. So that's what wait and see, of course. The pump before the dump, maybe. Potentially. It could be, yeah. I mean, again, Trump, right now I'm speculating that the reason why crypto is pumping is because Trump Liberation Day is tomorrow. There's going to be announcing tariff information. That could definitely cause a reversal if it ends up being bearish. We'll have to wait and see right now. Tether will be explosive for Casper. Third world countries will be able to transact for cheap. Yeah, that's also the benefit of Casper once more. You can transact for cheap, and also that's the benefit of dollar-backed stablecoins. It gives all the other third world countries a means to actually have some form of capital. Stablecoins, US-backed stablecoins, it streamlines our life, making it easier, but it gives third world countries an actual way to interact with us as well. Because the currencies they have are, not really valuable at all. But if they can actually make money through dollar-backed stablecoins and have that sort of stuff, it will also benefit their lives in better ways than we can envision. I got a paper about that. There's an article about that in my community, again, my free community there, from Zero Hedge. I need to find it again. But that was really big when I heard it. And ultimately giving a perspective of, the sort of adoption we're going to see coming through thanks to stablecoins. And again, those bills are being passed right now. Legislation for America for stablecoins are coming through as we speak. Yeah, the new exchange listing right now, is BCC. We should try to track Wallet 3, see if that 88,000 Casper leaves to pay miners. Right now, if we look at Wallet 3, we can see currently has. Oh, it's screwed up another. Okay, that's very peculiar. Because Wallet tends to always buy every Monday and Thursday, and right now it's also buying out of office hours. Bought another 2.5 million Casper today. So now it's at 677 million Casper. And yeah, if we do see this wallet, see 88,000 leave, then that would be an indicator that is the Binance mining pool. When that's going to happen, I don't know. I don't see any outflows right now. Don't see any of that right now. It's just constant inflows right now. I don't see a single bit of outflow. So maybe they are waiting to actually give it out once they've actually confirmed the listing. But yeah, it'd be worth at least someone tracks it. Because if we can track out the 88,000 outflows, then that would be a good indication, therefore, that it's going to be the Binance wallet. Although they also may decide just to go through a massive long-winded process of transacting the money to different wallets and then do it on that wallet. But I mean, it's traceable anyway because everything's on blockchain. So Casper is up 6,000% since April 2022, even at current prices in comparison since the same date was up 138. I mean, yeah. Comparatively speaking, Casper is a much smaller project, so the volatility and the price rise is a lot higher as well. So, again, those who are funding Casper, while I understand the FUD, while I understand the jokes behind it as well, whether it's popular to hate Casper, whether you actually believe in it or not, again, it's up to you. But for me, saying Casper's not going to reach the cycle is questionable. For people who are saying Casper has never hit the cycle in the first place, I think that is completely incorrect. That's just based on the fact that Casper's doing badly right now, ignoring the fact that every crypto project right now is doing badly. Casper's already reached top 20. It's currently top 50. Had it fallen out of top 50 before? Yes. Would it fall out again? Maybe. But it also has the potential to go back into top 20 this cycle. With what's coming out, with the adoption we're going to see coming through as confirmed from Casper, it could be very, very bullish very, very soon. Volume hit 100 million right now. It's at 93. Has it hit 100 million right now? Not just yet on Coinmarket, at least not for me. But I mean, either way, it's good to see 100 million is good, but we've seen higher, of course. So I want to see it higher with Casper, of course. That'll be a good indicator for tier ones to list Casper, no doubt. Increasing volume are associated with buying, I think so. Right now, the volume is mainly because of Casper's new listing on BTCC. So China are buying a lot of Casper right now, as we saw from the volume here. 30 million volume, 32% is being done by BTCC. So that's where a lot of the volume's going right now for Casper. Lack of smart contracts is the only reason there's no adoption, but institutions are in line. No, yeah, completely true. And the smart contracts are coming out very soon as well. When you see 10BPS followed by smart contracts, you'll see all the other blockchains and other institutions and developers put it to a Casper. Realizing that Casper's better and cheaper and faster and staying on Casper. So, yeah, there's a lot more coming in that regard. Actually, we've got some more posts here as well. Casper.com, who, if I'm correct, their code actually is the PSKT, which I think is developed by Casplex team as well. So Casper.com is technically Casplex, I guess, technically. But today, they shared an updated roadmap in regard to smart contract development as well. Uniswap style decentralized swap platform, borrow, lend, and earn yield on Casper lending protocol, and token creation LP tools are among the major features that will be built. So we're seeing also Casper.com building smart contracts as well, jumping into the game. Alongside incurred lands, alongside Casplex, alongside Casper, KRI, which is very, very good to see. And also now they're technically, that Casper.com, they're under a layer 2 exactly. So they're kind of, they're more of a DEX, a platform. So they're going to be competing really with the likes of Zella Swaps, a healthy competition, not anything bad by it. The Zella Swaps are also bringing out stablecoins as well on Igor. So it seems like Casper.com, they aren't really doing it on Casplex, not to my knowledge, but they run on PSKT, so they're kind of Casplex. And Zella Swaps, of course, are building on top of Igor Labs. So you're seeing stablecoins come out for both, which is very, very big. Zero Swap Bridge is officially in development, which is huge. So soon you'll be able to seamlessly bridge USDT and USDC from Arbitrum to IGRA, fast, secure, and unstoppable. And you also see Wrapped Bitcoin and Wrapped Ethereum might be next as well. And of course, Casper NFTs, natural NFTs will get a 30% discount. So again, a lot of big stuff coming to Zero Swaps as well. And of course, we've got the KII as well, also very bullish. DII Data Energy are meeting very soon. They're meeting, I think, in around the activation date of TBPS, so about 5 weeks away from now, 4 weeks away from now. The president of this group is Paul Van Son from Casper Industrial Initiative, who's also the chairman of Zeta Global. Casper Industrial are building something called the ZET Exchange, Energy Exchange on Casper. You can see down here. Paul, you can't see here. Paul is chairman of Zeta, or ZETA, and president of DII. Prior to setting up KII as a market enabler for Casper, the team were working on zero emissions trading instruments and platforms and research of energy-based stablecoins. We decided to adopt Casper upon which to build this out with our industry partners. KII are developing these core enabling infrastructures, which include Warp Core for ISO 2022 compliance. That's also coming out this year. And again, people are still speculating how much adoption it will get. We don't know. Truly, we don't know. But we do know that these projects have been in development. The Warp Core, the Asset Mint, the Gigawatt, the Olive Chains, the ZETX, they've been in development for almost a decade, if not over a decade. All they're waiting for a smart contract. Now you've got Casper EVM, KII EVM already live on testnet 10. So those projects will be coming out very soon, and these are their clients that all want to be building with Casper. You've got Shell, you've got Samsung, you've got DHL, you've got Hyundai, you've got Fistra Energy, you've got loads of huge institutions here. Eon as well, Siemens Energy. Like, this is what's coming out to Casper. Because they all have expressed bullish sentiment on the KII and what they're building with Casper. That's what we've heard from them. And we also have from the KII that they've already got a working group in Dubai, in UAE, who's focusing on tokenization of real estate or a building and also solar panels. So Casper's already getting some early use case in UAE. KII, which is huge news. Of course, new exchange listing again, very, very big to see. Hence why the volume's up today as well. And what's more to understand again is that Casper is in again. The belief in Casper is still strong. People are still flooding it, but those who are flooding it right now, I don't think they hold any more Casper. Or they're just being doomers because they choose to be. But the amount of capital that hasn't moved in over 2 years has surged again in March and now surpassing 10% of circulating supply. So the people who are long-term holders still have belief in it. Over 2 years. Rising inactive supply suggests that Casper is increasingly being used as a store of value, like money. Since the metric shows no correlation with current fiat price movements, we can infer that owners of this Casper either believe its price will rise over the long term and aren't concerned about today's price action. I mean, I'm not. I'm not holding for 2 years just yet. I'm close to that. But I'm not selling my Casper. Why would I? Or they have stopped measuring value in fiat terms altogether and adopted Casper as a unit of value measurement. Now, I think most people are in the former, but there are definitely some in the latter as well who just see Casper as the new form of money. Therefore, they don't want to sell the new form of money that's going to end up just being your natural bridge currency, if you will. Of course, we might also infer that some private keys who got some of the Casper may have been lost, but this is also the form of storage, albeit permanent and irreversible value storage. This is extremely good to see. And we need this sort of stuff as well when you get information like this. European lawmakers impose strict limitations on Bitcoin wallets. Transactions only allowed during official European banking. Now, this is completely against what crypto is meant to be about. The whole point of crypto is making transactions quick and also 24/7. Doing this completely negates what crypto is meant to be about. Completely negates it. You're basically just choosing crypto and just making it in your rubbish system anyways. Swift is rubbish. It's old, it's incumbent, it's expensive. That's why America and institutions around the world are adopting blockchain to utilize it instead of Swift. But instead, they're here imposing strict limits on Bitcoin to make it part of the banking system. No, it's not meant to be Bitcoin jumps on the bank, it's meant to be banks go into crypto, into Bitcoin. So this is terrible for EU. Terrible for them. They're completely missing the ball here, completely missing it. And they're going to fall behind into regard as well. The regulations are too strict. Regulations are needed, of course, for trust. I get that much. But EU are going about it way too rigid. It's way too strict, and they're getting it wrong. This is why you need Casper. So Casper will help avoid this sort of stuff, because it's quick anyways, and because it's decentralized. The limitation on Casper is not going to be the same. Same thing with Bitcoin, because they can't really do it on Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's not quick. Casper can avoid this, and KI are also going to help avoid this as well. KI have been very, very vocal on a sort of a regulatory issues, if you will, they've been seeing in EU recently. More regarding Casper as well. Johnny highlights here that security experts from Casper community can also answer this as well. Bits Lab. So that's also very interesting. I'll leave a link to that in my community. The KAF, of course, are going to be attending the Web3 festival in Hong Kong next week. You're going to have the likes of Evie, who is the business development of KAF, talking, Monica Foreman, Tom Polinsky, Michael Sutton, technical features and vision with the members here. Keynote by Casplex and Ego Labs. All this sort of stuff coming out. We'll be talking about it, bringing more adoption to Casper at a very prestigious and big event regarding crypto as well. And actually, speaking of which, the nodes have increased now. It was 10% at the first 7 hours. Now it's already up again. Almost 25% of the operators have switched. Well, it says 1.75% here. Actually, that might be the early version now. Oh, no, that's the early version. Sorry, that's the early version. So we're seeing, again, so that's what we saw a while back, 1.7%, but now we're seeing, again, it's much higher now. See that surpass 10%. And I'm sure it's going up higher and higher as well, which is very, very reassuring to see. And also this as well in my community. So shout out to Nee for this as well. I thought it was quite interesting how it's currently a 2025 Ultimate Cryptocurrency Tournament bracket that's happening right now. All these cryptos being competing with each other to see which is number one. And Bitcoin beat out everything bar Litecoin, which I think is interesting. I can't understand why, but I think it's also not exactly right. XRP lost to Hedera H-bar. I guess fair enough. I think it could have gone either way. Hedera beat out Polkadot. I think it's also fair. Ethereum lost to ICP. The fact that ICP is currently in the semi-finals against Casper. Casper, of course, is here. It had to face Solana, Tron, and a Bitcoin. Arguably, Casper had one of the hardest runs, having to run against Tron and Solana, two of the biggest layer ones that actually Casper's trying to compete with. And I against ICP. For me, I would more so prefer and accept Solana and or Tron beating Casper than I was ICP. That's just me personally. Again, I'm not well versed about ICP, so maybe I'm wrong there. But Casper should knock out ICP here. Which probably put it in the final, I'd say, against Hedera versus Casper. And there, I mean, realistically, I think Casper should win that. But I would not be so upset, truth be told, if Hedera won it, purely because Hedera has the BlackRock connection and is, very well into tokenization, which is going to be a big fuck. Hedera is going to do well in the future, no doubt. Casper equally is going to do very, very well. Will Casper still liquidity from Hedera H-bar? We'll have to wait and see about the adoption from institutions. We're going to see the final verdict of this happening. The next round will happen tomorrow and on Wednesday. Today is on Thursday even, to see who wins between ICP and Casper, and then the final will happen on the 4th and 5th of April. So we're seeing on Friday and Saturday who is the ultimate champion for the best crypto project in the space. A little fun game here from the official Ultimate Crypto Tournament page, but again, it's good to see that Casper again is rallying up higher and higher. And this is proof once more this community. Of course, this is a community sentiment right now, but community sentiment still has Casper as a very, very highly regarded project. Early in adoption, yes, but it's not going to miss it either. But it depends on coming through. It's a matter of time, no doubt. Mini pump today, dump tomorrow, potentially. Hold over 10 years, as you should. I think that's a good idea, personally. I mean, yeah, Casper may see a pullback tomorrow, but I don't think it'll be a Casper pullback per se. I think it'll be a crypto pullback following Trump's Liberation Day. And if Bufflix says, leave a like, you do the stream every single day. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. What's up, all in, bro? Hope you're doing very, very well. I'm glad I catch your early stream today. Started to follow you a lot more. I don't know how you do it every day. You have something new, and the stream is for an hour. Amazing, well done, man. I appreciate it very, very much, brother. Yeah, I mean, part of it's just me rambling, as you could probably tell. But I mean, yeah, I've been doing this sort of stuff for quite some time, and to start off with, it was very difficult doing hour streams. And And even some days, it can be very hard to do it, even now. But when I have even people like you, a community of people who are also very interactive and talking in the chat, it also gives me more ways to just interact with people. Sometimes there's only 20 minutes worth of sources in there, but I'm just talking to you guys for another 40 minutes, if not longer. And I get bullied by Mr. Miles and everyone else in the chat as well, keep bullying me. But yeah, I appreciate it very much, brother. Thank you very much for joining. And again, you are a legend. Everyone here who's actively learning more about crypto and Casper, we're going to be the real winners. So keep all up the good work, bro. Buy Kango, signs of bottoming. I mean, all the Chaos 20 market right now is looking like it's kind of bottoming out. I think all of them are due to have a big rally when Kappa starts to reverse. Nacho, of course, is going to be the front runner. Kango is also a good shout. PBCAS has been rising up quickly, and that could potentially do quite well. You got Casper, Gold, Croak, KADAL is going to be huge, which actually I did mention I'm going to get to a bit about KADAL as well. So I will go into that a little bit. And you've got many more as well, Bert, Conan, Cobra, and so on and so forth. So in regards to KADAL, then I just am going to get into KADAL a little bit. KADAL effectively is it's another Count 20 token, but it's not a meme. The whole premise of KADAL is those who hold KADAL have a significant impact on decisions made within the community for Casper. Very, very big enough. I'll actually load up the white paper if I can find it quick enough. Where is it? Because I know Casper Frog, my man, shout out to you, who did leak me the white paper. Actually, we'll use this here. Actually, oh, that's the white paper. There you go. We can use this then. Or you can this information, by the way, is also available in my community. Actually, I'm going to use this one here. Available in my community here. So, BitMisket highlighted the post here, shaping the future for Casper and KRC20. KADAL is setting a new benchmark for decentralized governance in the Casper ecosystem. They had 50 million mints, which is insane. A record is an actual record for Casper as well. So what's KADAL? Why is it different? Right, so KADAL gives every token holder a say in how the ecosystem evolves. Your voting power directly influences which project receives funding, whether it's a centralized or decentralized exchange funding, supporting utility or creative tokens, or pushing bridges. It's all decided by the community. And actually, Zeloswaps did make a post about they have a new infrastructure or something coming out. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I did retweet it in my community. I can't remember though, but basically, the premise of it, they're releasing something, which is very, very cool to release, and also they're giving the KADAL members it's regarding their stablecoins, and they're giving the KADAL holders the opportunity to vote on the fee element. So again, it's giving power to the KADAL community, which is also very big, and why it's a big deal. So you can see here sort of examples of milestone-based funding, equal accountability. KADAL ensures projects get funded in stages. For example, 10% goes towards web development, 15% for listings, and 35% for decentralized exchange listings, and so on and so forth. It's also a deflationary model with token burns, which makes it more and more scarce. 5% of the DAO's revenue is used by token buyback and burns, so reducing the supply and driving value over time. So it's going to make the KADAL more valuable as well, while also therefore meaning that the ones who are holding it are I guess part of the tight-knit community of people who are also trying to help build Casper up more and more, because people still get a hold of them. Stablecoin growth. KADAL's funding pool is supported by multiple streams, including royalties. Transparency and community control. KADAL is completely decentralized. Proposals are reviewed transparently through the KSPR web app. Every holder has a vote. This ensures no central authority controls the direction, just you and the community. And that's one benefit that Kappa has that no other project in the space has. Every project in the space, whether it be Sui, whether it be XRP, whether it be XLM, whether it be anything in this project right now, they have a centralized authority or a small group of team or people who whether it's for the people or not, make a decision for everyone else. And while KADAL has a similar element in that regard, it's a community thing. Anyone can buy a KADAL token and have a decision on what happens in the ecosystem. You can have your own, you can choose what you want to happen in the space, and you decide as a collective. So I guess KADAL gives run by the community for the community. KADAL will emerge by volunteers, or managed by volunteers, representing it across platforms. In fact, they are currently having their governance, their thing has, I think, just passed voting. They're going to start actual development and stuff again very, very soon, which is really good to hear as well. So KADAL is a step towards centralizing real decision making within Casper ecosystem. It's built for accountability, transparency, and sustainable growth, putting power back in the hands of the community to shape what is next. KADAL is very, very big, and I'm very bullish on KADAL, and I'm glad we have it. That's why the KRI also wanted to partner with the KADAL, because they ultimately both have the same goal, to bring Casper's adoption to the next forefront of the space. Without us, I feel like he'd run out. I think, yeah, that's what I was saying. Without you lot, I definitely probably want things to stay a lot sooner. Sometimes I can still waffle for an hour and not look at chat, but there are a lot of days where it's challenged been very, very difficult. So sometimes a good 10, 20 minutes of me just talking to chat, which is what I like about as well. Ultimately, a very community channel. As much as my channel is a community with all of our channels, a community-run channel. That's what Casper is about. It's a community project. We're all, in this together, sort of thing. That's just the $1 potentially. Tough to say right now, but who knows? Listen, y'all. If you put $10 in on every one of them and wait 5 years, you'll probably be worth a few 100,000 tokens. I mean, with KADAL and Casper 20, yeah. If they are deemed as worthwhile long-term projects, I think Nacho can be one of them because it also seems to have utility coming out. I'm not so sure about the other ones just yet. If you were to put just $10 into them and leave them for like 5-10 years, you can come back and have a substantial amount of money, potentially. Not financial advice once more, trading discretion, but it's a potential because they're very, very undervalued. They're very, very cheap. You've got a 15 mil market, 12 mil market cap for Nacho. That's one that could quite comfortably surpass $1 billion. Maybe this cycle, who knows? But in the future, I'm sure it could do. 1 billion from 12, that's over 100x, almost 100x. A lot of top Casper tokens have broken out of the daily, weekly downtrend, extremely bullish. Also very good news as well. But their rallies won't... They found a bottom right now, which is good. So they shouldn't go down much further. But they won't rally until Casper starts to rally. We have to wait for that first. That could take maybe a month or two. We'll have to wait and see still. Where do I buy Kango? You could buy... If you go to Kaspi, you click on Kango here, you can see all the exchanges that support Kango right now. So you've got Ascendex, Bitmart, Grovex, Famex, Pionex, Mexi, Bitconomy, Coinstore, Polynex, Coinex, Casperbot, Hybit, Casper.com, XT, Casper Market, and UZX. It also tells you in regard to volume, we've got the most adoption right now. If I was to choose are the ones that we have here personally, I would choose maybe even Pionex if you can, or Ascendex maybe. I haven't used Ascendex very much, but I've heard it's not too bad. Pionex is decent. Mexi, if you buy off Mexi, as long as you put it into a tender wallet very, very quickly, Mexi's not a problem either. It's just holding on Mexi I wouldn't trust. I wouldn't hold it on any exchange, to be honest. I would hold it, I'd buy it and then put it into a Tangent wallet or OneKey or Ledger. But yeah, all these websites here. Casper wallet swap still works too. Just swap small amount first as a test. Yeah, I mean, ultimately for me, I've said it in the past, anytime I do any transactions, no matter how big or small, even if I'm wasting like an extra, $3, $4, $5 it may be, I always do a test transaction. Even if the wallet I set, one of like transacting from my Binance account to my my Coinbase account, every single time, even though I've whitelisted the account, I always do a small transaction first. Always. It's a good force of habit to do, just in case you don't end up making a mistake. Because last thing you want to do is end up transacting your whole portfolio and you lose everything because you missed something went wrong and you misplaced one decimal number or whatever it may be. And then US exchange to buy Kango, then you can use that's Pinex, not Pinex US, unfortunately. You can get a NordVPN to give you a VPN to get it. Otherwise, then I don't think any of these are based in the US right now. So you have to use like Casper.com probably, or Cas Market, something like that. Otherwise, you have to get a VPN. But I'm sure in due time you'll get US-based exchanges that also list these memes as well. Coinex abandoned my country. Sorry to hear that, brother. I mean, people do like Coinex, although sentiment about it has fallen off a little bit because of their whole scandal where Casper fell down to its all-time recent bottom low. On Coinex, Casper fell down to 0.05. So we can see Casper here bottomed out at 7.4, says there's a massive dip here. If we type in Cash USDT, we go to Coinex's platform, you can see about the same time it dropped down to 0.5 cent, and they got liquidated so badly. People just bought the bottom. They had to stop perps trading for Casper here. So Coinex sentiment has fallen off a little bit, but people still use it. I think Mr. Miles still uses it. I'm not so sure though. April Fool's Casper listing on Binance. Yeah, I saw that all over my Twitter feed as well. People saying, "Oh, Binance listing on April 15th," and I was like, "Good thing it's April Fool's." I saw so many jokes as well. I saw someone else, Casper Frog, said he's selling Casper for XRP. Captain Sat said he's selling Casper to buy Turbo, and I was like, "What's going on today?" I was like, "Oh wait, it's April Fool's." That's why I made an announcement in my community earlier about be careful what you see on Twitter today because everyone thinks they're funny. Which I also got into a little bit myself, so I also made a joke about it. What did I say? I said, "Oh yeah, I have a confession to make. I am Wallet 3, not Binance is me. So I disappoint." Thought I'd jump in a little bit as well. The only way to get it is through the swap. If you have Casper, this wouldn't be too hard to get done. True. I wish Tangent I could swap for Kango, but I can't. I mean, I'm sure it'll be supported in due time. I'm not too well. I'm not actually hold any Chaos tokens right now. I do plan to, but I'm not in the dire need to get any right now. But I do plan to get some very, very soon, because I think it's due for a good rally soon. I was worried you were going to abandon Casper. No way, no way. I saw a lot of comments about that on my channel in the last few days as well, saying this guy's going to start switching to other projects right now, because I started talking about Sui and XCN. I'm like, I'm diversifying a bit, yes, because I do have other stuff to talk about. But my conviction still is wholeheartedly in Casper. Despite the frustration that, I'm sure a lot of us are feeling, even myself to an extent, where I started covering Casper, it was at its all-time high, and since then it's been downhill since. It's definitely been a bit frustrating. But my conviction in Casper stays strong. I see what's coming through to it, and I have belief in it. Unless there's something to give me a reason to stop talking about Casper, like some scam activity or something like that with the developers, I'm going to keep talking about it. And even then I'd cover that as well. Nice. Pump Trump will announce new tariffs to cause panic dump. Yeah, that's also what I've been saying as well. Liberation Day tomorrow could be a very, very massive, sell the news type thing. Open a new Casplex wallet on your PC. There's swap built in for like Phantom Wallet. There you go. Yeah. Also other ways you can get hold of your Chaos 20 tokens as well. MMD is on crack, thinking it would be correct back in 10 cents. Yeah. I think Casper corrected back to 10 cents would be, after a bull run, would be insane. I'm not saying it's not possible, but from what I've seen and what I've read, seeing a 90% correction from $1 to 10 cents would be mental. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I think it's maybe a bit too much, personally. But again, it's not financial advice. Does it do anything? Rothschild are like the shadow cult, if you will, behind everything. They own absolutely everything. You think BlackRock's big? Rothschild are bigger than them. You just don't know Rothschild because they're like secret, effectively. And they very rarely say anything. And the fact that they stated here that blockchain's massive is bigger than we can realize. That's accepted how big blockchain's going to be. And potentially, therefore, how much more money we're going to see coming through to the space very, very soon. I wonder whose wallet BTCC is. I also do as well. But I don't think there's any real way to find out. I don't think their tags popped up here at all. So I can't say for sure who they are. Hopefully their tag will hold one day. We'll be able to find it right now. 6 tab missed. 6 tab missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this one I spoke about. I was talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one. Oh, I mean that one. Yeah, that one's just Kodra stuff here. Just saying how excited he is about releasing of the Rusty Kappa version 1 and how the main activation is going to happen on the 5th of May. It is still big, no doubt. Very, very big. Quick volume at the top. It will put it in order a market cap. Yeah, no, I realize that now. I was trying to order it from the percentage here, not the actual volume here. Yeah, look at me. I'm such a noob, right? What's up, Art Zero, brother? Hope you're doing very, very well. What's cooking today? What's cooking today is alpha information from Casper confirming that we're going to see other blockchains bridge to Casper very, very soon, bringing more early adoption to Casper, which I will be making a video in the next few hours. I'll be releasing there, so you can go check that out, and you'll be able to hear that along with other big scoops as well. So stay tuned for that, because I'll be making a recording of that later today as well. Casper is generational alpha coin. I agree. Bitcoin's boomer coin. Also agree. Completely agree. What's up, Stephen King, bro? You're doing very, very well, brother. Good to have you back. This BTC listing looks like a game changer. End of easy manipulation. Where is the wallet? Which wallet number? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what number it is right now. I'm not sure if I type in Mexi, will it come up the tag here? It does. Okay, well, will BTC come up then? Didn't think so. Yeah, no clue. No clue what wallet it is right now. I mean, I could look at the inflows to see if something comes up there. Maybe one of these inflows represent BTCC, although they are now trading, so maybe seeing outflows as well. I'm not entirely sure. Could be one of these ones here, the smaller ones here. They are quite a big exchange, over 3 billion 24-hour trading volume. So it might be one of the bigger ones here, maybe sitting at 94, Maybe sitting at 70 here. Are there any inflows and outflows happening right now? There is on this one. It was on this one, so maybe it's this wallet here. Seeing inflows and outflows going back and forth. Although it went down before it went up, so you want to see a wallet that's really been just going stacking up and then started going down a bit today, which I'm not seeing right now. Let's check out 94 real quick. How's this one looking? Stacking up. It's still stacking up, so I expect to see some down today, but I'm not seeing any down. Hopefully we'll see some of the, you know, the FBI wallets Casper community find out who this wallet is for BTCC. Stablecoins on Casper soon? Yeah, very, very soon. I saw Casper Silver's video about it and how big it's going to be. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in that regard as well. Let's talk about the tokenization of the business park in the UAE on Casper. I will talk about tomorrow's stream probably, because I had to stream earlier today because I'll be busy later on, and I'm slowly cutting into the time right now as I pass the hour mark. But I will talk about the tokenization of UAE on Casper with KAI as well and that sort of stuff, because there is extremely bullish news, and ultimately once we can get into the sort of nitty gritty of how big it's going to be for Casper as well, and once more why Casper is 1,000% not missing this bull cycle, it's going to do very, very well in my belief. I saw Vlad Robinhood founder talking about tokenization space, X, OpenAI and other private companies should do it on Casper. Yeah, they should do it on Casper. And I'm sure a lot of these projects right now, the other institutions, they have been already building on their chains of choice, but I'm also sure they're going to, in due time, start realizing that Casper's just a better one to go onto anyways, and start bridging over. Stop dreaming code, brother. I hope you're doing very, very well. Your research and daily lives are in no small part why I've stuck with Casper. I appreciate it very, very much, bro. I really, really do. And I'm glad I can give you conviction and belief in the project. Ultimately, what I do here is just educate people. I'm not an advisor, of course, I'm just an educator. I'm a funny internet man, but hopefully my information is insightful enough to help give people some form of belief what's happening in this space. And if you want to know more about this sort of stuff, again, I've got a community here where we talk about a lot more in-depth information with institutional research documents as well. 7-day free trial. We live streams, actively trading the market as well. Links down below in the description. Also my homepage here as well. Come check it out. Have a £10 soon. I think $10 Casper is definitely a possibility. I'm not saying a cycle. I'm saying it in general is a possibility. But how soon, again, we'll have to wait and see. Another Casper competitor just came out, KTA. I have not heard about it. Have a quick look, but I kind of, anytime I hear Casper competitor, I kind of ignore them. Because I don't, it's like, how can you have a competitor for a project that has just came out? Casper's got like 3-4 years in it. How can you be a competitor and, you know, a world, like, it's just really early, you know. It's got 75 million market cap. This is what its chart looks like right now. It's got self-reported supply of 400 million, total supply of 1 billion. It's got Aerodrome, which is quite big. You've got other exchanges. I mean, who knows right now? I mean, you'll see many other products coming out to claim to be the Casper killer effectively. But will it? Time will tell. Time will tell. I think if you're releasing a project right now, unless you've got some really big institutional backing, you're going to put the cycle right now. If you release it right now, you're going to be late. But if you release it, like when Casper did at the peak of the last bull cycle, I think you're okay. I will not abandon Casper. But if I do, I'll let you guys know so you can buy it off me, no doubt. You don't have any nachos? I'm surviving, JK April Fools. Well, don't worry, I will be. I can one thing I do is I keep my promises. While they may be sometimes a bit delayed, I do keep my promises. So I will promise them. I do promise that I am bullish on Nacho. Also, what Capital highlighted in this interview as well was seemingly quite bullish for Nacho as well. So I do want to get Nacho. I just don't right now have any intention to do so or any dry powder to do so. But I will definitely get some. Allegedly, Rothschild are stakeholders in the Fed. I mean, that would be huge. I mean, Rothschild own everything, so it wouldn't surprise me either way. I sent you a pic of the new miner in the coin factory. Ooh, that looks cute. The i5 KS2. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go, Kappa family. That's what we want to see. Keep that hash rate up, brother. Keep the hash rate up by yourself, please, because it's not looking so good right now. We'll come back. The reason, just for reference, why it's dipping off right now is because you're seeing the new operators switching to RK version 1. So therefore you're seeing a lot of miners being taken offline temporarily to go back up. So that's why it's dipping off today. It's just them switching the nodes. So it's a temporary matter. You might see a bit more fluctuation quite heavily for this month going into May 5th, but then it should all be well and good. It's a brand new, this B2C listing is brand new. Mexi are screwed. I mean, hopefully Mexi can stop manipulating faster Casper. Again, time will tell. Good morning, Buffalo Theory, brother. Hope you're doing very, very well. $10 Casper, I don't care. Too cheap to sell. I mean, oh yeah, I'll take profits, of course, because I think it's nice to take profits, but at the same time, Casper, I'm saying this now, I'm never not going to have Casper. Unless there's a reason that I need to have no Casper, because again, something's happened that made me not believe in the project, I will always be holding Casper. Because I do also see it as another measurement of fiat. I've stopped measuring it in regard to fiat. I've stopped measuring it as a Casper as its own entity. You know, I clearly need to start a Casper Buffalo coin. If you want to do that, brother, go for it. I have friends in the past who had ideas to launch their own meme coin, stuff like that, but decided against it because ultimately, I mean, it's trying to start a meme coin is so hard. Like, that's the reason why when people were saying make a quick crypto Chaos coin, I was like, I'm not doing that, because if I do that, it'd be great. If I do that, it'd be great for the community, I'm sure. But it also then it has so many potential negative repercussions for me. Like if someone launches a coin based on me and it does badly, that reflects negatively on me. If I make one and decide I want to take profits from it, that's also badly negative on me. So if I make a meme coin, I can never make money from it, besides just being a nice thing for the community. So that's just me personally. If someone wants to make one, you're well inclined to do so. I don't care, but I'm going to reiterate, I'm not going to take any part in a token with my name on it. If you want to invest in something, you know, just get in Casper instead, you know. But of course, not financial advice. Welcome back, Beaver. Hope you're doing very, very well. Hope you're having a very great day. But with that, unfortunately, being said, that is going to be it for today's daily Casper and crypto live stream. Got a lot of very big stuff coming out. Once more, Casper is definitely not missing this cycle. There's going to be massive adoption for Casper this cycle, no doubt. I'll be making a video on this sort of stuff later today, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, no doubt that Casper's got very big things incoming. I'll be linking this information again in my free community. Go check that out, link in the description, chat, also homepage right here. You want to find out a lot more about crypto and Casper, a lot more in-depth insight from institutional alpha research documents, trade alerts and whatnot as well. Check out the executive community here, the WAP page. 7-day free trial comes up for free. And if you like what you see, then come sign up. Check me out on Twitter as well. I'll be retweeting all the stuff I'm talking about today as well. But again, if you enjoyed it, always leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. And yeah, have a great day, guys. I'm going to be also streaming early tomorrow. So it might be equally the same time stream tomorrow. Those who like earlier streams, you're welcome. But I'll make an announcement about that again tomorrow in my community. So again, stick around for that. Have a great day, good evening, good night, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care now.